Yes guys, welcome back to the channel. So, the NBA season is coming up pretty soon now. They're doing their preseason games in the next couple of days. So, I said I may as well start predicting people's seasons. We're going to start with the Eastern Conference and predict where all the teams are going to finish. Who's going to make the playoffs, who's going to make the play-in tournament, who's going to win the play-in tournament, and who's going to come bottom of the Eastern Conference, the worst team in the East. So yeah, that's what we're going to do in this video. And let's get straight into it. So number one, now, there's a lot of good teams. The Eastern Conference is getting stronger, but number one for me is still the Milwaukee Bucks. They got number one seed last year with ease, really. And I even though they disappointed in the playoffs, in the regular season, I think they'll be fine. And the playoffs, I don't see them getting too far. I'm not gonna lie, but during the regular season, I think they'll have enough to come top seed. Because I just think they changed up the roster a bit this year. They got Drew Holiday in. They lost Bledsoe. I think they got DJ Augustine in as well. So they got a few good players in, but they didn't get Bogdanovic, who they're meant to get. The starting team, they'll probably have they have Drew Holiday in there anyway. You'll have Giannis, you'll have Brook Lopez, you'll have Chris Middleton, and I would have said Bogdanovic, but he's not there, so you're gonna need a new guard to replace him. Well, I think they already have one anyway. But that's the Bucks. So I think they're coming first seed. Number two, I go with the Boston Celtics. So the Celtics made Eastern Conference Finals last year, as we all know, and lost Game 6, I think. They lost Game 6 against the Miami Heat. And, I think they got a good young team, but for the Boston Celtics, I'm just waiting for when Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are going to take off, and see them fulfill their potential. Because this is a very good team, but Jason Tatum is an all-star. Jaylen Brown, I think he should be an all-star by now, but he's not. They also got people like Marcus Smart. They got Tristan Thompson in this offseason, who I think will make a big difference. I think he's a very good pickup for them. They lost Gordon Hayward, which I don't think for Boston's too much of a loss, He wasn't really fitting in there near the end, so I don't think, you can worry too much about him going off. But hopefully for Boston fans, they start fulfilling their potential. Tatum signed that max contract, so extension, so I'm just like, I'm waiting for Boston just to step up and take a leap. So I think they'll come second this year in the East. Third, I'm going to go for the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I'm not going, Brooklyn are the best team in the East, I think, and I think they're getting out of the East. But KD is just come back from a year off, so he's not going to be playing every game. Kyrie Irving's injury prone, he's getting injuries here and there, so they're going to be getting rested. Load management will be a thing with this Brooklyn Nets team, whether they want it or not, whether you like it or not. So I expect them to take some games off, let Spencer Dinwiddie and the boys, Caris LeVert take over, Jared Allen. So I expect them to drop a few games, which will put them into the third seed, which for Brooklyn fans, you still be happy with that. Come playoff time, I have plenty of faith in you that you'll do something special. Now number four, I'm just going for this one. I'm going for the Philadelphia 76ers. Yep. Philadelphia are going to come in the fourth seed. Now most people might go for Miami or Toronto, one of those teams, but I'm going for Philly. Now I believe that Doc Rivers is still a very good coach. I think that Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are going to improve this year. I think Doc Rivers is going to get the best out of Ben Simmons. Now Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid have recently just moved in with each other, so they're committed to making this work. So I don't see any issues with that. Doc Rivers, I have plenty of faith in him. He's still a top coach in the league, and upgrading Brett Brown. Daryl Morey has done a super job this offseason. He got getting rid of Al Horford, bringing in shooters like Danny Green and Seth Curry. Dwight Howard was a brilliant pickup for them as a backup center. I saw him last year. As I keep saying in every video, I'm a Laker fan. I'll admit it. And I see Dwight Howard last season, and he was unbelievable. So I think Dwight Howard bring a lot to this Philly team. Danny Green, yeah, he's declining, but he's still a reliable 3-and-D player. Don't get me wrong, he brings height as well, 6'6". They lost Josh Richardson, but getting Seth Curry, one of the best shooters in the league. He shot 45% from 3 last year. Then you have Danny Green as well, 3-and-D there. Dwight Howard come off the bench to give Joel Embiid a rest. Ben Simmons, I think, is an unbelievable player. I think if he can just get some sort of shooting going, he'll be an MVP candidate. I think he's a brilliant player. Joel Embiid, monster in the paint. You don't have to worry about him. Unbelievable player. And that's why I'm putting them as the fourth seed in the Eastern Conference. And number 5, I'm going with the Miami Heat. Now Miami, I think, are going to take a step back this year. Sorry Heat fans, but last year I think you overachieved for starters. No one expected them to come to the NBA Finals. Never mind the Eastern Conference Finals. So they overachieved, and I think losing Jay Crowder is a pretty big loss for them. Yes, they brought back Goran Dragic, and they brought Avery Bradley, and as a Lakers fan. Also, it's very impressive with Avery Bradley. But you know, will that be enough? To get them any higher than the 5th seed? I don't think so. I think Jimmy Butler, he's a where to put Jimmy Butler? Like he's above an all-star player, but not quite a superstar. He's the leader of the team. Don't get me wrong, the main man, and unbelievable player. He's not like an MVP caliber player. He's kind of I don't know. Jimmy Butler's a weird one. He's kind of in the middle of. He's above an all-star, but it's not quite an MVP candidate player. Still an unbelievable player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything from Jimmy. Jimmy's the man, really. He did so much for Miami last year, so I still got faith in him. 5th in the East, and I think that's where we're gonna come. He came 5th in the Eastern Conference last year, though. So and look at that turnout for him. So that might be too bad for him. 6th overall, I'm going with the Toronto Raptors. Now, Toronto fans might be too happy with this. This is a big drop off from last year. They came 2nd in the Eastern Conference last year, but this year they think they're gonna drop off a bit. First of all, they're not even going to be playing in Toronto this year. They're playing in Tampa, so like that ain't. I don't see that helping them in any way. They lost Serge Ibaka and Marcus Gasol, so that's a lot of. And that's 2 big men gone out the window. But you brought in Aaron Baines. And I know for a fact that there's an Aaron Baines fan club out there somewhere. So some Toronto fans are gonna be happy with that. Aaron Baines is actually a decent player. He can shoot for a big man, but I just don't like Aaron Baines because he's just not it for me in 2K. But in real life, Aaron Baines he's a pretty good pickup. Obviously, then they brought back Fred VanVleet as well. You got Pascal Siakam, so OG Anunoby, a good team. I think they're taking a slight step back this year. You got cap space out for next off season, and next off season is the year to have cap space because there's plenty of free agents. You can go for Giannis, bring back DeMar DeRozan, bring him home, and plenty others. Top of my head now, I can't remember them, but I'm telling you, there's plenty of other good players out there. Number 7 overall, I'm going with the Atlanta Hawks. I can't go a line here. I made an Atlanta Hawks video almost a week ago now, and I said they'd become the 7th seed, and this is before the Westbrook trade, but I'm not going to change it. Atlanta Hawks will be the 7th seed this year, without fail. I'm not backing out of it. They got a brilliant team. You got Trae Young, obviously, and first time All-Star last year. You got Rajon Rondo, unbelievable. There's lots of Lakers players in this video, and as Lakers fan helps. Rajon Rondo was another player that was unbelievable, especially in the playoffs last year. Playoff Rondo is real, so Hawks fans be excited. You got Chris Dunn, brings defense in the guard's position. They got Bogdanovich, stole him from the Bucks. Brilliant pickup, an elite scorer. Danilo Gallinari, an elite scorer. Okongwu and Clint Capella as your starting centers. So, they can only have one, but in the center position. And John Collins, you got Hunter. I got faith. I trust Atlanta. I got faith in them, and I think, barring injuries, I should say that actually. This is, I'm breaking this. I'm assuming I can't predict who's gonna get injured. KD might, break his leg or something. I don't know, but assuming everyone stays injury-free relatively, no COVID. This prediction should said at the start, but better late than never. Or is it Atlanta? Now, assuming that they get no injuries, obviously, 7th seed, Hawks. That's where you're coming. And Hawks fans, you should be very happy with that after last year. I think they came 14th in the Eastern last year, so a big step up. Now, number 8 seed, the top team's going to get home advantage in the play-in tournament, and that's going to be the Washington Wizards. Now, originally I didn't have Washington in this top 10, but actually no, I did. I had them originally 10th, but that's not the point. The point was I'm a big John Wall fan, but Russell Westbrook, John Wall's been injured for the last 2 years, so you're gonna say Russell Westbrook is an upgrade. People think Westbrook's an upgrade anyway, but anyway, Russell Westbrook is an upgrade to John Wall in some people's eyes, and he's not injury prone, and they're bringing a lot, and I think he'll be a good fit beside Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal can take the trees. Westbrook can drive into their lane, get those layups, and I think it's going to work well. 8 seed, home court in the play-in tournament. So Wizards fans, you got something to look forward to this year. 9 overall, Indiana Pacers. Indiana didn't lose anyone. So Victor Oladipo, Sabonis, and TJ Warren, but they didn't bring anyone in. And a lot of teams in the Eastern Conference has brought people in this year. People like Philly, Toronto brought Aaron Baines, I suppose, and brought back Fred VanVleet. Atlanta brought in players. Washington brought in Westbrook. Charlotte brought in some players. The point is, so I don't think Indiana, they got a rookie head coach. 9th seed is the best you can go for this year, I think. No respect to Indiana, but I just don't think you did enough. Number 10 overall, controversial, is between the Orlando Magic and Charlotte Hornets. A lot of teams don't rate the Charlotte Hornets. People don't rate Charlotte Hornets. Me personally, I'm saying why not. 10th seed, Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo Ball 6'8", your point guard. I think an unbelievable player. I think one of the best. I think the best player in the draft. But Minnesota didn't need another point guard, and so they left him off. Golden State didn't need a point guard, even though Clay got injured, but they didn't need one. So Charlotte got the best player in the draft, I think. So, and they brought in Gordon Hayward. They still have Devontae Graham, Miles Bridges, Terry Rozier. 10 seed, Charlotte Hornets. That's what I'm saying. 11th, obviously, Orlando Magic. They lost DJ Augustine. Took a slight setback this off season, and I just see him having a bad year, a down year this year. And then the rest don't really matter, do they? But we're going to put them in order here. I'm going for the Detroit Pistons. I think they're going to take a step forward this year. They brought a good mix of young and talented players and experienced players, but I just don't think. I think this is a year too early for them. A year or two too early. So no playoffs this year. 13th, Chicago Bulls. Keep trying to get picks or something. 14th, Cleveland Cavaliers. Don't see them doing much. And obviously the New York Knicks have to be last, don't they? 15th overall. So that's 15. But we're not done there yet. We need to predict who's getting the play-in tournament. So you got Indiana versus Charlotte here in this, and I'm going for Indiana. Indiana play Washington. Washington will win that game, and then that means the top 8 will be top 8. I said, that's why I put them there. So go over the Bucks. 1 overall, 2 Boston, 3 Philly. 3 Brooklyn, 4 Philly, 5 Miami, 6 Toronto, 7 Atlanta, and 8 Washington. They're the going to be playoff teams. Now that we're here, may as well go for it. Now that we have these playoff teams, Bucks versus Wizards, Bucks are winning that. Boston versus Atlanta, Boston are winning that. Brooklyn versus Toronto, Brooklyn winning that. And Miami versus Philly, this is the controversial one. I'm going for Philly. Yep, I'm putting a lot of faith in Philly, and this could come back to bite me. I could look like an absolute clown right now. People in the comments could be roasting me, or if not now, maybe a year on. But I'm going for it. I'm gonna follow my sword if I have to. Philly are gonna get out to the second round, where they get knocked out. And sorry Philly, but say second round overall Philly isn't too bad. I just think it will be Brooklyn are getting out east anyway, and it's between Boston. I don't know who's gonna play. I haven't sorted out who's gonna play who, but let's just say it's a Brooklyn. Where Brooklyn are playing in the Eastern Conference Finals, they're gonna win. KD, 80% of what KD used to be, is still the best player in the East. Well, no, maybe second best. Giannis is a back-to-back MVP, and Kyrie Irving is one of the best point guards in the league, even if he is one of the most annoying players in the league. But I'm saying it now. Brooklyn are getting out east, and that's the video. I'm making Western Conference predictions. Obviously, as a biased Laker fan, people aren't gonna like that, but I'll do my best. Try not to be too biased. And make sure to like the video. The YouTube algorithm help me out here. Subscribe if you're new, and turn on notifications, because we're going to be making a video every day in December until the 25th of December. So we're almost there, almost halfway there. I think the 10th of December today is. We're going to be loading until 15 more days, at least once a day. If there's any breaking news, twice a day. And with all that said, make sure to like, subscribe. I'm out of here.